Hi everyone, it's time for another great video from Mary Knabe at Stampin' Peace. Today I am featuring the Stitched with Cheer stamp set and its coordinating Holly Berry Builder Punch. Okay, we'll also be using this Christmas Designer Series paper, and with those three featured items we'll be making a darling little treat bag that you can see here. Okay, so let's get started. This might seem a little bit tricky, but I'm going to make this project quick and easy for you to do. I'm providing a template, all the dimensions, and of course instructions through my video so that you can make this in just minutes. It would be lovely around your Christmas dinner table or for stocking stuffers or perhaps coworker gifts, Secret Santa gifts. So I can think of lots of uses. I hope you can too. Alrighty, once again, we are making these festive treat bags, perfect for holding perhaps some rolled up lottery tickets or money. You can add some treats or trinkets to them for stocking stuffers or table favors. I think you're going to enjoy this project. I'm starting off with a piece of this Christmas Designer Series paper that can be found in our annual catalog. And it measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, okay? And I will give you all of the dimensions later. I'm also setting out this template that I'll be using. So you may want to copy that or make a template for yourself after you've viewed this video. So I'm going to start with, simply because that's where I put it in my directions, I'm going to start with the long side at the top. And on my template, you can see that I've marked 1 3/4 inches, 3.5, 5 inches, and 6 3/4. That's where I'm going to do my scoring with the long edge at the top of my Simply Score tool. 1 3/4, 3.5, 5 inches, and 6 3/4. Now I'm going to turn it so that the 5.5 inch side is at the top of the Simply Scoring tool, and I'm going to score at 1.5 inches and 4 inches. Now I'm going to do some cutting, some cutaways, I should say, or both cutting and cutaways. First of all, I'm going to snip these 4 ends, or 4 corners, I should say. 1, 2, turn it around, 3, 4. Okay. Next, I'm going to turn it so you can see I have 4 corner flaps now. Okay. Now I'm going to turn it the other direction, and I'm going to cut along the 2 sides, the left and right side of this center square that was formed by, whoops, I'm not quite on the score line there, that was formed by scoring. And then I'm going to go from this score line, the end of this score line, to this corner where I've already snipped. Okay. And the same thing on the other side. Go out to this score line and cut to that corner where I've already snipped. Okay, see that? I'm just following my template. I'm going to turn it around and do the very same thing on the other side. Cut on the left and right score line of that center square that was formed by our scoring. And I'm going to then cut at an angle and take out these triangles. Okay, so now you can see that these match up nicely. We're using 4 different punches today, And next I'm going to use this Project Life by Stampin' Up corner rounder. And what I'm going to do is take the two larger flaps that are in the center of the short sides and just simply round those corners, the two corners on each. Turn it around and do the very same thing. Just didn't have that one in there so good. Okay, now I want to be sure to fold on all these score lines. You can fold it, the score lines before you cut as well, whichever your preference is. The paper that I'm using, this is Christmas Designer Series paper, is thinner than most of our Designer Series paper, and there is a reason for that. First of all, it makes great favors and small 3D items because it folds so easily, but it's also a great paper for making your own custom envelopes. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I want to gather these two, I'm going to use my second punch, gather those two big flaps that we just rounded the corners on, and I'm going to use my 1/2 inch circle punch and go pretty much all the way down as far as it goes and punch a hole through both of those. Okay, so I have that. So this is exactly what I have. It looks exactly like my template. So now let me show you how to fold it. As you can see on these four corners, I have written tape on back. So in other words, I want to put tape on the backs of these four flaps. So I'm going to do that now with my snail. Oops. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, now this is going to be the inside of your bag, okay, inside of your treat bag. And again, I put my adhesive on the back of those flaps. So now I have adhesive here. Okay, I'm working on the inside. Okay, in fact, I'm going to write that on here so you'll remember. Oh, my marker's running out. Inside, okay, and I'm going to put tape here, 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 and here. Okay, my marker's running out, but I think you can see that okay. I'm going to start by pushing up the center square, and I'm going to fold it over just like this. I'm going to pull up the whole side, and then I've got that angled edge. The angles will be seen on the outside. Just like here, you can see the angle on the outside end, okay? Now this piece that I'm folding over is slightly taller than that square, so that's okay. I want to put it here so you can see it. Can you see the difference in height there? But no worries, it's going to be covered up, okay? I'm going to do the same thing with the opposite side, okay? And again, you can see that that's slightly taller than that square, okay? And I'm simply going to, simply going to fold this end over. Okay, so now I have one end of the box made. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Remember, I already have my adhesive on those corner flaps. So I'm going to, I think I missed folding these bottom score lines. Okay, so I've got my square I'm working with. I've got the angle on top, and I'm folding that rectangle under. They meet at the bottom on the inside. You don't even have to look, you'll just feel it. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm pulling over my left end and folding that rectangle in. So now I've got my two ends complete. And there you see the shape of your treat bag. Okay, did you get that? Let me review one more time. I'm going to use my template this time. Pretend I have tapes here. So I'm folding up, whoops, that square, and I'm folding up the whole side till the corners meet, and I'm folding over that angled flap, okay, and pressing this down. Same thing, folding up that front side or back side, put the angled piece at the side and fold the tab down, okay? Very good. Okay, so now let's finish this off. Move my Simply Score tool out of the way. I'll put the template back here right beside the instructions so you can see. I now have a 6-inch piece of very vanilla ribbon, and I have an 18-inch piece of garden green baker's twine that I folded in half because I want it doubled, okay? I'm going to put this ribbon through both of those holes I punched. And at this point, to make it easier, if you want to just add a little glue dot up here to hold these flaps together, you can. I did not on the other ones, but if you'd like to, it just makes it a little bit easier when you are tying and finishing off your treat bag. So that's all I'm doing. I am not tying this piece. I'm simply pulling it through and gathering the ends together at the top. With that, I'm going to tie some baker's twine around it and make a bow, okay? I've doubled my 18-inch piece of baker's twine, so it's now 9 inches long. So that should be plenty for you to make a little bow. If that seems difficult for you, just add a few more inches. I try to use as little as possible to not waste, but don't want it so small that I get frustrated making those bows, because your time is certainly of value as well, especially this time of year. You don't want to have to keep remaking things. Okay, and then you can just play with the tails and the loops to get the size bow that you want. Take some good ribbon shears and cut your piece of your very vanilla ribbon at an angle. And then if you like, you can also trim the ends of your baker's twine as well. Okay, so I have that now. Now I want to add a little bit of stamping. I have chosen to stamp with my garden green ink pad. And I am using a stamp from the Stitched with Cheer stamp set. I'm stamping Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. Okay, and I'm stamping that on Very Vanilla because that is the base color of my designer series paper. Again, I'm using that pierce mat for under my stamping for nice even stamping. Now I want to punch this with my decorative label punch. And I'm sure you probably already know, but if you are new to Stampin' Up punches, you know that first of all, our punches do lock, so they're compact for easy storage. And when you unlock it, generally most of our punches we use upside down. The reason that is I want to be able to center my stamped image within the punch shape. So you can see right there that I have it centered nicely. If I were using it this way, I would have no idea if that image or greeting is within the outline of my punch, okay? So I have this. Next, using the Holly Builder Punch, I'm going to cut out some holly leaves. I've got 2, maybe I'll do another big one. And of course, with any builder punch, you always get a few little extras that you aren't necessarily going to use, but no worries. That's part of it being a builder punch. And I'm going to cut out some little berries. The one that I punched looks like it's 3 berries gathered or stacked up together. And then I did a single berry as well. Now, can you guess which adhesive I prefer to use to add my holly and berries to the tag? If you guessed mini glue dots, you are absolutely right. I'm going to put one at the end here. I've got 2 big holly leaves and 1 small. That's a fun thing about this punch and stamp set. It has large and small holly leaves. Okay, and I've got the small one in the center there. And next I'm going to add the berries. I'm first going to add the one that looks like it's a group of 3 berries together. And then on top of that, I'm going to add one of the big single berries. Just gives it some dimension. Okay, and now I'm ready to put this on my treat bag. I'm going to add this to my treat bag using dimensionals. I'm putting 2 on for this size. And I'm centering that right on the front. Okay, if you need to, stick your finger inside and just make sure it's secure in place that way by squeezing it. Okay, so there you have it. Quick, simple, and easy. All you have to do is copy my dimensions. Whoops, trying to get that out of the way, and I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? All you have to do is copy my dimensions and make a template for yourself, and you'll be able to do this in no time at all. And guess what? I did forget one step. Can you think of what it is? How about adding treats? Some couple of mini Twix bars fit in there just fine. So cute little table favor or stocking stuffer or something to leave on a coworker's desk or for a child to give to a teacher. Many ways you can use this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I have featured the Stitched with Cheer stamp set along with its coordinating Holly Builder punch. Take another look at the dimensions as well as the template I made for you. And finally, I do want to add that you see me using, especially in, I use the Simply Score tool for scoring all my cards, card bases, but you can see through my videos that I use it quite a lot for making 3-dimensional items. So if you don't own our Simply Scored tool, I hope you'll take a look at it in our annual catalog. If you'd enjoyed this video, I hope you'll share it with your friends on social media. I can be found at on Google, where my blog is stampinpeace.typepad.com. I can also be found on Pinterest, Facebook, and Instagram, as well as YouTube for all of my videos. So please share, and I appreciate you coming to see another great video. Take care.